Well, 7 things we might be seeing in Capybara Go in the next couple of months. But first, we do have a couple of things. First one being, you obviously see I am now a capybara. And this was actually made by Swen, or also known as Jin.oxo, and you may recognize their work because they were actually the first place winner of the first banner event. So give them a shout out if you see them, and if you want some work yourself, maybe reach out to them. And the second one being, I've had a lot of people ask me what happened to Dogzilla's channel. If you're not familiar with Dogzilla, they are a Filipino mod on the official Discord server for Capybara Go, and they make some pretty crazy and extensive guides. But what I can tell you is they do have a brand new channel they're starting off, so if you do want to get back on that whole grouping of them there, make sure you head over and subscribe. I'm going to have them linked in the pinned comment. Now, as far as those 7 things and why we're probably going to be seeing these are all things that were added in the suggestions channel of the Discord. And the best part about this is the devs actually read this, and they've already implemented some of the other ones that have been entered in here in the past. So the first one was an increased speed inside Dungeon Dive, or even just the option of a skip. For some of you, where you only maybe do 2 or 3 tickets a day, it may not seem to be that bad. But for some of us that are doing maybe 5 or 6 runs, this seems to take forever. And the thing about these heavy games is they're always going to keep on adding more stuff to the game. And eventually it gets to the point where there's just so much stuff inside it that you can't do everything, that you start kind of nitpicking what you're going to actually accomplish for the day. So by valuing our time and actually making it easier for us to go through these things so we can move on to the next thing, I think this is a great idea, and I think it's something we'll be seeing soon. The next one's going to be just open a single chest. If you're one where you've played the game for a while now and you're saving all your chests up for an event, you know you get to a point and the only option you have is to open 50 of them. But then you have that task over there, which is just open 3 chests, and you're forced to say, well, looks like I'm going to go for the bronze chest, open 50 of those, just so I can get those couple of points. And this makes me think of the mount event where you have to go and use the horseshoes, but you don't have quite enough to go up a level, but you need to get enough to get the next round completed. So you're sitting there for about 45 minutes, just tap, 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 tap. It's super annoying. So I think between that and the chest, we might be seeing these ones hopefully in the next update. Now the next one is adding a friends list, and just mainly so you could chat with them or even just go and see how they're doing inside the game. And this is something we've seen in other Habby games, where every single day you log in, you're pretty much sending them some energy, they're sending you some energy, and you can just kind of see what your buddies are doing inside the game. Not really too certain how the chat's gonna work, but the fact that I have seen this in the other games really makes me think that this is something we'll be seeing down the road. The next one is a big one, and a lot of people agree on this, and that's with the burn damage and the poison damage, making it fall under the skill reduction class. If you know by now, basic reduction, skill reduction, it does not apply to this actual poison and burn, and it's very annoying when you find out for the first time. This is something I don't know if they'll actually change, but the fact that I'm seeing so many people complain about it and recommend it, it might just be a push to shove to say, hey, you're gonna do this or we're not gonna play. Now the next one is one that you probably don't even really remember depending on how long you played, and that was the spa scene. Remember when you first started off, you had an extra background that you could do that only lasted 7 days, where it was just a couple of capybaras sitting in a hot tub? Well, this is one that a lot of people feel like, hey, I unlocked it, I only got to see it for a little bit, and there's no other way I can see this again. Just give us this background so we can enjoy. It's a cosmetic, it's not hurting anybody, and that's something that apparently a lot of people want. The next one is one that I personally have a big feeling for, and that's going to be extra tower levels. This was one of those things that I loved going in every day, playing the tower, making some strategy, and just seeing if I could climb to the top of those 10 to get those keys and whatever else the rewards were. It's been so long I don't even remember. But as much as you strive to that point of getting to 100-10 or whatever it was, it just comes to a sudden stop. And I really hope that if they do add more levels to it, they do it soon, so I'm not just going and blowing through them with an ease. I like to have a little bit of a challenge. The last one I think we're going to be seeing is saving your build. And if you're like me, you go and you play the chapters, you throw on the dragon breath, and then you're going into PvP, and then next thing you know, switch out the armor, switch out some pets, some rings. So having the fact that you could just go and just save how you want something to be for that PvP, and then just not have to worry about it, or even other things like even the Guild Wars 2 that hopefully, thanks to the compensation by the way, hopefully we'll be seeing pretty soon. I think this would be a nice thing to have, and it would just be a quality of life thing. So if there's something you want to see added to the game, definitely make sure you're going over to the Discord and putting it in the suggestions section. Like I said, the devs read it and they do implement some of this stuff. But like I said earlier, don't forget to go over to Dogzilla's channel, give him a subscribe, and look forward to that first video. If you want to see what you missed out on the Guild Wars already, take a look at this video right here. Thanks for watching, and remember, I pick my butt.